Hey there, this is Anonymous T. This is Anonymous T Podcast. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today. Sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, some housekeeping, some meat and potato items, y'all. It is free to follow me, to subscribe to me, to subscribe to this channel, Anonymous T Podcast, my main channel, Anonymous T. Free for another 72 days on the Tickety Talk Anonymous T Podcast. Free to follow on the Instagrammies at AnonymousRealityT. Also free to repost, also free to like, also free to share the video, y'all, so it gets out here. So we are talking Love Marriage Huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. We're talking in this video Lexi because she has dropped her intro video to her 7-part series on her YouTube, which I believe has almost 4,000 views, which I believe the video itself has over 22,000 views and all of that. So congrats to her. So in the video, you guys, we start off with the first couple minutes of the dinner scene. And Chris Fletcher, I recall, was just sitting there on this mute challenge. And I don't understand, y'all. I don't understand. So I personally know nothing about the step family life. I was a dad. I still am a daddy's girl through and through. Talk to my father every single day, even though we live like 5 or 6 minutes away from each other. But I still talk to him every single day. And so I'm trying to understand like all of the dynamics and all the players involved. And I want to say this, I'm not interested in Lexi's story because of Nell being who I thought she was going to be as it pertained to Mel, because I had called out a long time ago that if she's doing this for TV, like something's not right. And if she's, saying, hey, it doesn't matter if I've fallen out with you, but you're still partaking in messy behavior. You don't say that you've fallen out with somebody and you're still cool. Like, if you've fallen out with somebody, you've fallen out. You're not friends. I didn't understand why she was trying to manipulate the people, but I think she just didn't want people to get her. She didn't want to get dragged. So basically, Lexi says that the dinner scene, when she leaves, when she cuts these people out, they're pissed off. The kids are pissed off. Everybody's pissed off. Nell's doing the most talking. Chris Fletcher's on the mute challenge. Lexi's saying, look, this is not my best moment. And she had to take some time to kind of work through the bitterness of it all. And, she says at this point in time, she's not, she has her freedom. She's not, mad or angry or bitter. She's not upset about the car. She said it's not even about that. She's not about the materialistic life. She's not about the glamorous life and all the things, y'all. And, she doesn't need the designer bag. She doesn't need the designer clothes and all of this. It's giving Pink. It's giving, if Shawty want a house, Shawty want a car, Shawty can't pay on rent. That's what it's giving. Most girls, shout out to Pink. Pink with the pink hair is that. So it's saying that she's had some peace, she's had some therapy, some introspective, and she's doing her 7-part series. And she said the first part is going to be regarding her stepmom, which is none other than Nell Fletcher, right? And so she said the reason is she feels that she deserves to be part 1 because she feels that she was more of the parental figure. She was more of the parent that was present, the parent that was there. Compared to her actual father, compared to her biological didn't bother. Shout out to Shaquille O'Neal. Great song. Nonetheless, y'all, she said that, she spent a lot more time with Nell, spent way more time than her own father, talked to her way more than her own father, and all this and that. So, nonetheless, she's basically saying, listen, Nellie Nell is the HBIC. Nellie Nell is in charge of all of them. Nell runs everything. Nell calls the shots. Nell is in charge of all of y'all. And so she says that she's going to tell her story how she wants to tell it. Nobody is going to tell her anything. Nobody is going to try to direct her to do X, Y, and Z if she's going to do A, B, and C. It's not going to happen. And then she said she doesn't want, she doesn't hate her. She doesn't hate Nell. She said that the hate that Nell is getting, that she's gone through a lot, that she feels bad. And, but at the same token, she was like, just because, you go through a lot, it doesn't excuse you for being a terrible person, for being a horrible person, for treating people a certain type of way, this and that. And, she also wants to talk about the interview that she did as well, and how she was really upset and really bitter at that time and everything else. And she's hoping, really, the goal of all of this is she is hoping that, everyone can understand a little bit the multitude of feelings and emotions and things that she feels, and is hoping that they can take some nuggets away from it, take some things away from it, and really understand her perspective of things and this and that. And that was really it. That was the intro video, y'all. It was about 6 minutes long. So I want to say a couple of things. People being interested, I hate that there's so many misconceptions. And this is why I always say, people, if you have an issue, contact the person directly. It resolves so many things. And instead of all the instigating and all the drama, contact the person directly. Everyone's got their contact information. If you have an issue or you feel a certain way, contact them. But I don't like this notion that, people are interested in Lexi because of how Nell is doing, right? And what Nell is doing and this and that. A lot of people saw Nell for who she was. A lot of people have been calling out Nell. This isn't like something new that's happened because of a reunion clip. Nell has been called out because there's been a lot of suspect behavior that she's been doing. But again, the difference between somebody being held accountable, somebody being dragged, somebody, being called out or whatever, there's a difference between that and just flat out hate and flat out unalive threats and flat out stalking people and sending all types of stuff to people's families and trying to figure out where people live and what people are doing. And that's a whole nother different level. That's a whole nother different tier. And that's why I feel like it's important to be careful, you guys. It is absolutely important to be careful because you never want to, like I said, you don't want to just label people and put everybody in a certain category. I don't feel that that's fair, and I don't feel it's fair to just assume that, everybody knows everything from top to bottom. There's people who may have not ever seen Lexi's interview, who may have heard some nuggets here and there about it. There may have been people who've seen the interview and always believe Lexi. However, she's not on the show, right? So nonetheless, this could be the opportune time for Carlos King. You're desperate for, people to tell their story. You're desperate for, nothing to be edited out of the show. You're desperate to gossip on the Mr. Mondays about how this is the #1 show on OWN. Wouldn't this be an opportune time to give Lexi a call back? Even though I don't think Lexi wants to be back on the show. I feel like it would just be more mess, more drama. But after the hostage live that the Scots 1.0 did, that I did in my my other channel, Anonymous T, where I had the Derek Jackson in the thumbnail, where he was talking about, though, not wanting to talk about the YouTube interview that Martell and his concubine did with the plane lady. Wouldn't this be the opportune time? I kind of felt like production was trying to go in that direction. Since y'all like to be in everyone else's business, since y'all like to pipe up and clock in when it's someone else's drama, wouldn't that be something if y'all reference this interview, whether Lexi comes back to the show or not, and y'all make this y'all whole storyline to avoid talking about your marriage and everything else? I'm just saying it's giving predictable in terms of how unoriginal Carlos King and his thoughts and his ideas and everything else is, because all he sees is chaos. All he sees is drama. All he sees is negativity. And whether Lexi goes back to the show or not, you can't tell me they're not going to use this, because y'all using social media for everything else. Y'all using Amari picture to force a segment between Destiny and Sunny, and now all of a sudden y'all want to act like y'all above social media and above social media rumors, but as long as it's about Mel and Tell, anything goes. But if it's anybody else in the cast, all of a sudden y'all got an issue with social media. No, 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 no. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So there's that. That is all that I have for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of Lexi's intro video? Do you think any of this is going to be incorporated into the show for a storyline for the Fletchers or what have you? Do you think, what do you think of, Lexi being more involved with Nell than she was her own father? What do you think of Chris just sitting there, just doing the mute challenge and just letting everything, go completely haywire? Like, you're supposed to be the provider. You're supposed to be the head of household. You're supposed to make sure everything is in order. And why not run after your daughter? Why not protect your daughter and this and that? Why not try to work things out with your daughter? See, this is the difference in certain families. It's like a real one who is going to understand that they're risking their relationship with their actual child is going to do everything they can to find a way to make it work. Is going to do everything they can to try to make things, I've seen situations where the father, who's gotten married or remarried or whatever, he'll just spend for a while, he'll spend separate time with the kids, away from the step parents, away from the stepmother, because he understands he doesn't want to lose his relationship with his kids. But that's what a good father does. And then eventually, once the kids can get used to the step parent, get used to the stepmom or whatever, then try to reintegrate them back into the fold. But to just not, be in communication at all, to just sit there on the mute challenge is crazy, y'all. So there's that. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.